Welcome to the Maxwell Leadership Podcast. This is the podcast that adds value to leaders who multiply value to others. My name is Mark Cole. I'm the CEO of Maxwell Leadership. Does anyone else out there find it's hard to believe that January of 2023 is already over? When time seems to fly like this, it often makes me pause and reflect. How am I doing? I have a life plan. I have a plan for 2023, and I slow down in moments like this and I say, how am I doing according to plan? How did I spend my time in January, and was it spent in the way I wanted to? It reminds me that I need to spend every day with the mindset of a leader. I would say the mindset of a winner. So today I thought we'd start a new two-part series that focuses on a winner's mindset. This is a lesson in which John Maxwell shares 6 thoughts that winners keep in mind each and every day. These thoughts will help you maintain a big picture mindset and help you remember the most important part about leadership, which we believe is valuing others. After John's lesson, I will be joined by one of the biggest winners I know, Tracy Morrow. You love her, I love her. She and I are going to discuss John's points and offer some application that will help you apply these principles not only to your life, but to your leadership. If you would like to download this episode's bonus resource, which that is a fill-in-the-blank PDF that will go along with John's lesson, just go to maxwellpodcast.com/winner. Click the bonus resource button and follow along with John. You can also watch this episode on YouTube by visiting maxwellpodcast.com/YouTube. Now, okay, winner, get ready. Here is John Maxwell.
Well, what I'm going to give you today are 6 thoughts that I promise you that if you can do more than just think on them, you can apply them to your life, they will take you to the top. There are many thoughts that will take you to the top, certainly more than 6. But the reason I'm sharing these 6 with you is these thoughts have taken me and have allowed me to grow and advance in my life. Number 1, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. That's the first thought. It's what you learn after you know it all that counts. John Wooden said that, the great basketball coach for many years at the UCLA Bruins. But I know a lot of people that after they have been doing their business for a period of time, they quit learning. They quit growing. Here's what I know. Leadership is developed, not discovered. We're way too mystical about leadership. We're always wanting to discover a leader. Quit trying to discover a leader, or quit trying to discover a way to be a leader and just start developing as a leader. My friend Rick Warren says, the moment you stop learning, you stop leading. 20 years ago, I used to teach that leaders are quick to change and followers are slow to change. I said, I've changed my thought on that. I don't think that leaders are any quicker to make changes in their lives than followers, unless it's their idea. In fact, here's what I believe. I believe that leaders are slower to embrace change than followers, unless it's their idea, because most leaders, when they see change coming and it's not their idea, they become protective of their turf and want to make sure nothing takes away their power or their ego strokes or whatever. Woo. The second thought that'll take you to the top. Don't let anyone steal your dream. Now, the reason I say don't let anyone steal your dream is here's what I know. If you have a dream, let me stop here for a moment. Let me tell you what you can go to the bank on. If you have a dream, you can go to the bank on this statement. Somebody will come and try to steal it from you. Somebody will try to rob you of the joy of the dream. Somebody will try to poke holes in it. Somebody will try to let the air out of the balloon. I promise you, there are these dream busters. They just run around. They think it's their calling because they can never succeed. They think it's their calling to cause you to fail. They're not the wind beneath your wings. They're the anchor on your boat. These dream busters will try to steal your dream. All of my life, I've had to fight for my dream. My friend Bob Beal one time said, dreams are very fragile. They're like bubbles that are floating in the air very close to jagged rocks. It just takes a wind and they'll just burst. I promise you, somebody's going to come along and they're just going to try to bust the dream. And that's why Walt Disney said, all our dreams can come true if we have courage to pursue them. Wow. What kind of a person comes and steals your dream? Let me give you 4 kinds of people that steal your dreams. First of all, cop-outs. People that just cop out on life. They're quitting over everything. Quitters, cop-outs. Secondly, burnouts. The people that burn out themselves, and since they've fizzled, they think you should too. Thirdly is strikeouts. They just go up and strike out, and so they want you to. And thirdly are dropouts. You got to watch out for those 4 kind of people. Listen to me. Here's what you got to do. Hang around firelighters, not firefighters. Hang around people that will help light the fire, ignite the fire in you, and get you going. We've talked about 2 thoughts that will get you to the top. One, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. And number 2 is don't let anyone steal your dream. Let me give you the thought number 3. You can spend your life any way that you want to, but you can only spend it once. That's a tremendous thought. You can spend your life any way you want to. You can run your own life. You can run it to the ground. You can run it to the top. You can do anything you want to with your life. You call the shots. You're the coach. There's no problem there. But can I tell you something? All I want you to know is you can do anything you want to in this life, but all I want you to know is you only get one. I have a quote in there for you. The value of life lies not in the length of days, but in the use that we make of them. A man may live long, yet live very little. Think about these 4 things while you're spending your life. Number 1, purpose. The second thing to think upon while you're spending your life is today. Because today is my opportunity to use this gift. Today is when I can dispense of this gift. 3 is tomorrow. Think about tomorrow, because that's going to be my gift to mankind. What I do for tomorrow. The great use of life is to spend it for something that will outlast it. Number 4 is potential. And most of us exchange our lifetime for much too little. Success lies in forming the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. That is a fact. Let me repeat it. Success lies in forming the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. In other words, one of the greatest differences between successful people and unsuccessful people is in their habits. That's why I have in your notes, when you do the things that you ought to do when you ought to do them, the day will come when you will do the things that you want to do when you want to do them. I have a statement that I make many times in leadership conferences. The secret of your success is discovered in your daily agenda. You can go to the bank on that. 2 more thoughts. Thought number 5, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Emerson said, what lies behind you, what lies before you are tiny matters compared to what lies within you. So the question is not what big problem do you have in your life, what big issue do you have to solve in your life. The question is, what have you got on the inside? 2 thoughts. Roberta Flack was exactly right when she said the situation you live in doesn't have to live in you. Second thought. Maintaining the right attitude is easier than regaining. Just keep your maintenance of your attitude up, because if you lose it, it's hard to get it back. Isn't that true? Haven't we all lost it? Your attitude is so key, and here's why. An attitude is an outward expression of an inward feeling. That's what an attitude is. I wrote a book in 1986 called The Winning Attitude. You can tell a person whether they have a bad attitude or good attitude sometimes without them ever talking to you. Isn't that true? You know what your attitude is? Your attitude always goes before you. Let's review, because the 6th thought is a very important one. I want to get to it in a moment. Number 1, it's what you learn after you know it all that counts. Number 2, don't let anyone steal your dream. Number 3, you can spend your life any way you want, but you can only spend it once. Number 4, success lies in forming the habit of doing things that failures don't like to do. 5, what lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. Thought number 6, your greatest achievements are those that benefit others. That's why Henry Van Dyke said, there is a loftier ambition than merely to stand high in the world. It is to stoop down and lift mankind a little higher. It is true, the greatest achievements you and I will ever have are those that benefit others. The other day I was at lunch. People were talking about significance and they were talking about success. And all of a sudden it just came to my heart and mind. I mean, I knew that I had the difference, and for the first time clearly articulated. I said, success comes when we add value to ourselves. But significant comes when we add value to others. You see, both of them add value, but one is singular and the other is plural. One is inward, the other is outward. And I think that statement that I've made, that the greatest achievements that we're ever going to have are those that benefit others, is a true statement. The Ecclesiastes writer said, 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their work. If one falls down, his friend can help him up, but pity the man who falls, who has no one to help him up. J.A. Holmes said, it is well to remember that the entire population of the universe, with one trifling exception, is composed of others. So what do I believe about teamwork and what do I believe about partnerships? Number 1, leaders lead for the benefit of others. That's why you lead. If you're a leader, you lead for the benefit of others. You lead to add value to their life. The quote, true leadership must be for the benefit of the followers, not for the enrichment of the leaders. Anytime the benefit is for the leaders more than the leaders are now beginning to manipulate their followers. Number 2, partnership purifies our motives. When we partner with somebody else to give them the credit, it purifies why we're in that business. John Bunyan said, you have not lived today until you have done something for someone who can never repay you. I promise you that will purify your motive. Number 3, proximity is not necessarily unity. Billy Graham said, our world has become a neighborhood without becoming a brotherhood. Number 4, my highest value is the value I bring to others. 2 quotes, one by Red Auerbach, who for many, many years, general manager of very successful Boston Celtics. He said, one person seeking glory doesn't accomplish much. Everything we've done has been the result of people working together to meet our common goals. Bill Russell, who for many years was the anchor on the Boston Celtics team, said, the most important measurement of how good a game I played was how much better I made my teammates play. Isn't that a great way to look at yourself? Thought number 5 in the area of teamwork and partnership. Great achievements are a result of teamwork and partnerships. Woodrow Wilson, past president of the United States, said, we should not only use all the brains we have, but all that we can borrow. Lyndon Johnson, another past president, said, there are no problems we cannot solve together and very few that we can solve by ourselves. One more thought, number 6. Lasting achievements are a result of teamwork, or they're a result of partnerships. Harvey Firestone said, it's only as we develop others that we permanently succeed. I love that quote. And Andrew Carnegie on his tombstone has this written, here lies a man who knew how to enlist the service of better men than himself. I have committed my life to partnership. I've committed my life to teamwork. Everything I do now has value for others. In other words, there's a multiplication whenever we team up. We're here to complete one another, not compete with one another. We're here to add value. It is true, we are our brother's keeper. Pour your life into others and add value to them. Come not to be served, but to serve.